The magic of March on full display as the Credit Union One Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship continues today from Las Vegas. Upsets, comebacks, and electric individual performances highlighted the quarterfinal round as we welcome you into the Thomas and Mack Center for Semifinal Monday, featuring the number 9 seed Air Force and number 5 seed Boise State. Alongside the former USD coach Cindy Fisher, I'm Kelly Burke. And from 12 to 8 to now 4, 9 seed Air Force pulling one of the biggest upsets in Mountain West tournament history as they knocked off top seed in the tournament favorite San Diego State. The Falcons will meet 5 seed Boise State, who held on late to edge New Mexico.
And here we go. Excited to see what Milani Perry is going to do today, coming off a massive game yesterday. 33 points, shot at 60% from the field, 2 for 4 from the 3. She did it all, Kelly. She was coming inside, she was going outside. Her pull-up jumper was really unstoppable.
And meanwhile, for Boise State, Tatum Thompson, one of the Mountain West All-Conference players, and she continues to solidify this lineup.
Yes, Tatum Thompson, another big game by her. 13 points yesterday. She loves that free throw line elbow jumper. Nothing bigger than right before the end of the game. She hits a huge shot to put them up against New Mexico to get them here into the semifinals.
And we have got a thrilling matchup for you in the first semifinal today between the Falcons and the Boise State Broncos. We'll have your starting lineups and your keys to the game coming up right after this. Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. Semifinal Monday, as we are just about set between the 9 seed Air Force Falcons and 5 seed Boise State Broncos. And Cindy, let's take a look at your keys to the game.
Oh, keys to the game, they're going to be exciting. So for the Air Force Academy, they've got to have good ball pressure and they have to contain the 3-point line, especially Natalie Pasco. They've got to rebound 1 and out. They cannot be given Boise State second opportunities. And then their offense efficiency, just like yesterday, needs to be really on point. And on the Boise State side, they got to rebound the ball. The good thing about, or the interesting thing about Air Force, they get a lot of tips on the ball. They run down the ball. They're very, very active on the rebounds. They have to have constant ball pressure. They got to be on Perry from the jump, and then they got to keep Perry from getting her shots where she wants them. She loves to hunt shots right around that free throw line. She loves to come off the ball screen for those little pull-up jumpers, so they have to keep her out of that space.
Let's take a look at your starting lineups for both teams, starting with the Air Force Falcons. Milani Perry, obviously the key player there, coming off that unbelievable 33.9 rebound, 4 assist performance. Jada McNabb, the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. Brett Clay, all rookie performer this year. And Tatum Thompson also on the Mountain West All-Conference team, as well as Danny Bay. So 4 seniors start in this Broncos lineup. They have played together since their freshman year.
Yeah, really good. Really big seniors in this game. Emily Adams for Air Force yesterday was really unstoppable in the post. So it's going to be exciting to see these seniors go against each other. It's going to be a battle. They both want to advance. It's the first time Air Force has had the opportunity to play the second day, and they are excited.
Falcons head coach Stacey McIntyre was sharing with me earlier. She said, normally we're already home back in class this morning. So it was a really nice feeling to wake up and to secure their first back-to-back victory in this tournament.
It had to be so exciting for these players and this coaching staff.
And we are underway in the semifinal round. Maya Hansen, the senior point guard for this Broncos team, and getting this offense going. Air Force really focused today at their shoot-around on ball pressure.
And that ball pressure is exactly what they need. Milani Perry denying that ball, pushing that ball out to the sideline, up to the half-court line, and that's what they want to do. They want to disrupt Boise State's offense. They want to push them away from the basket, make every catch hard.
Perry right to Emily Adams. Going to work inside, off the window, and the Falcons on the board.
She's back. It's like she didn't even leave the gym from yesterday. She's doing the exact same as she started yesterday.
Adams coming off a 20.8 rebound performance. Brody Presnell really preaching to his team today at shoot-around. The poise they needed to show early in this game with all the ball pressure and that havoc that Air Force creates defensively.
Absolutely, and they are showing it big right now. They are making every catch hard.
Down to 2 on the shot clock, and it's a shot clock violation for Boise State.
Really good pressure. You could see them up in them on every catch, pushing them away, making it very, very difficult for them to get in any of their sets.
Just the Falcons' second appearance ever in the semifinals. Both of these teams have played 2 games already in this tournament. McNabb from 3 off the mark. Broncos are going to want to push in this game. Tempo is going to be a big thing.
Tempo will be a big thing. They are very good in transition when they can get going, so they have got to rebound the ball so they can get quick transition looks for them.
Got the switch. Hutton inside, and that's a matchup. Those switches, something Boise State has to take advantage of.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, Libby Hutton only got to play 18 minutes yesterday, got in a lot of foul trouble, so I'm sure she's excited to be back out on the floor and really is going to create some tough matchups for the Air Force Academy when they switch that.
Inside to Adams, going to work on Hutton, and didn't even hit rim that time.
That's her go-to move, though. They're going to let her have that ball there right down in the restricted area. That is where she wants to get a catch, so they're going to have to push her out.
Bays, too easy, in for the take, and Danny Bays has been a critical part of this Broncos team this year.
She really has. She is so good when she attacks the basket. Air Force is going to have to bring that weak side defense over there, which is always puts them in rotation for the shooters, so they have to be really careful about that.
McNabb, top of the key. Cortez on the move, dumping off inside and stuffed by Thompson.
Good to see Cortez out there. She had her thigh pretty tight, taped up in warm-ups and was really doing some extra stretching, so it's nice to see her. She brings great size for the Air Force Academy to guard Boise State.
From the corner, off the mark with the corner 3 for Air Force, but another offensive board is Brett Clay. McNabb, back to Cortez, and nothing but net for the Falcons.
Good to see that confidence by Cortez.
Some full court pressure now from Air Force, a little token pressure.
Brett Clay, another one that just gives them really good size, will make it difficult for Maya Hansen.
Nearly a turnover. Ball pressure is intense.
Yeah. Great ball pressure.
A back and forth violation. The backcourt violation.
All right, over and back. That's the second one we've seen. There was one last night, too. You don't see them that often. And this is the second one we've seen.
So 2 turnovers already for the Broncos. Actually, that was number 3. Something to really pay attention. Air Force forces a lot of turnovers, over 17 per game.
Yeah, the physicality that Air Force plays with is really hard to manage sometimes. And so they're going right at Boise.
And that's really going to be the key battle in this game. Physicality versus the length of Boise State. Good defense. Adams getting it through, and Emily Adams already 4 points in this game.
Already, it's kind of an unorthodox shot down there, but she just continues to work and work for position, and she is really very efficient on the block.
Base can't get it to go. Adams up ahead. Over to Perry from 3, and Melania Perry starting off where she left off yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely, and when she feels it, she gets hot. She can be scary. She's a microwave oven. She heats up quick.
Maldonado, the freshman point guard, inside to Hutton. And the hoop and the harm opportunity for Libby Hutton.
That's a matchup that they want to go to quite a bit. Libby Hutton really buries her defense, gets them down deep for that high percentage shot down there. She'll set a little down screen, a little pin up action, and they get her the ball right there where she needs it.
Libby Hutton off to a good start in this game. Got in early foul trouble yesterday. 4 points already, though. Coach Gordy Presnell said she's the most athletic post that the Broncos have ever had.
Yeah, and you know, she can switch on defense. She can guard 1 through 5. She can just do so many things to help their defense be very versatile.
Perry with the ball.
Sagging off a little bit, keeping them in front, gapping up on the gaps.
McNabb took the extra step. Perry was trying to probe that defense.
Right, he was. You know, it's a little bit, almost looks like a zone. They're sagging off so much, so you really have to penetrate those gaps and make sure they're making good cuts. But, you know, Perry was looking at that like, is this a zone or is this man? You know, and so trying to figure out what to call.
Maldonado in at point for Boise State, one of about 4 freshmen that plays pretty good minutes for the Broncos.
It was really nice to see so many minutes by the young kids yesterday. Thought that really helped them down the stretch with New Mexico.
Bays for the defense. Rebounded by the Falcons. And a 3-point Air Force lead here midway through the first.
Got their big shooter in, O'Halloran.
O'Halloran pulling up from the mid-range. And Keely O'Halloran, the player that Coach Stacey McIntyre felt like could be the X factor for the Falcons in this game.
I think Keely is always the X factor. She is just such a competitor. She's just comes from a great program. She's done such an outstanding job at the Air Force Academy. Quick release, can get it off quick.
And that's going to bring us to our first media timeout. It's the Falcons off to a 5-point lead in this one. O'Halloran with the mid-range here from Credit Union 1 Championships.
Milani Perry, coming off a big night last night, is right back at it, hitting her first 3 of the game. See if that can heat her up.
And Milani Perry, the key defensively for Boise State today. Spent a lot of time talking about her, prepping the defense on her at shoot-around today, and really saying that we have to be all in. The elbows are the no-fly zone for Perry. We cannot let her get to those spots. Have to show her a lot of bodies defensively.
Leave it to Gordy to use the Air Force term.
Right? A little token pressure from the Broncos. Perry just 1 shot attempt in this game. Pulling up, in and out. Adams with the offensive board. Perry getting to the paint, dumping off. McNabb, a chance at the 3-point play.
Such a great setup by Milani Perry to penetrate that defense, get them to help up, and the nice little dish pass into Jordan.
Jaden McNabb, the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, coming off a 12-point, 6-rebound, 4-assist performance yesterday.
And Jada, you know, typically not a big scorer for them, as, you know, Defensive Player of the Year, but yesterday had some big shots for them down the stretch.
Falcons are going to need all the offense they can get against Boise State. Backdoor cut and a little miscommunication between Hutton and Maya Hansen.
You know, that pressure is so much out there that the back cut is going to be open. You know, that's going to be there. So they just have to make those passes a little bit more on point. That help defense doesn't come over. They've got to thread the needle there and make that pass for a score.
4th turnover for Boise State so far in this game. Perry well defended. And nearly loses control. And going to pick up a foul. Going to be on Emily Adams. Looks like reaching in to try and track down that loose ball.
It looked like she was just going for the ball.
Yeah, I thought so too.
It's unfortunate.
Well, Coach Gordy Presnell really preached to his team today. He said, look, Air Force is riding a lot of momentum. They might jump out to an early lead. We need to have mental toughness and to be poised, to be prepared for that we're going to keep chipping away. Maldonado with the take.
That's a great play. You fake that little handoff. They think it's going to be one. They jump that screen, and then you just take it to the basket. It's a great call by Coach Presnell.
Into Adams. And broken up by Thompson. Air Force 5 of their last 6 field goals. Already 6 second chance points in this game.
Yeah, Air Force does such a good job on their baseline out of bounds, so it'll be really interesting to see here how they execute this.
O'Halloran from distance, and Keely O'Halloran off to a nice start for the Falcons, her 5th point.
Keely O'Halloran is such an inspirational player for them, averaging 9.3 points a game. You know, a lot of her shots, 56% of her shots are 3-point shots, but shooting a good percentage. Looks like Perry went down with a little bit of a twisted ankle here. See if she can run it off.
Walker running gingerly on it right now.
Looked like she stepped on that foot while she was trying to fight on that.
And that would be bad news for Air Force if she is not able to be 100%. McNabb to Perry in the corner, off the mark, and it'll be Broncos basketball. Take another look at that defensive play.
Looks like she just possibly stepped on her foot a little bit, got tied up on that defensive switch.
Boise State, one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the country, second only to UConn. Hits it at about a 38% clip on the season, so a lot of weapons that can light it up from distance.
Showing a little double team and then running out of it. Made them definitely get out of their sync of their offense.
In and out for Libby Hutton. That ball batted out, and it will be Broncos basketball.
Yeah, and Gordy talked about that. They like to make tips on the ball, Air Force does, to keep that ball alive. So you really got to box out, or you got to go hard for the offensive glass, because they're going to try to keep that ball alive. You got to run it down.
Shot clock resets to 20. Maldonado getting downhill, but denied, and then O'Halloran at the steal. Another turnover for Boise State.
Such great ball pressure by Cortez to set that up for O'Halloran to get in that passing lane and make that steal.
This Air Force team playing with a lot of belief, making history yesterday. First time they've had back-to-back wins here at the Mountain West tournament. Adams denied. Play from 3. And Boise State in transition right now. Looking inside. Hutton spins off the glass, and Libby Hutton has been the go-to player so far for the Broncos.
Yeah, Boise State going with 2 bigs inside, going with a freshman Borcherding coming back in. So they're trying to get some mismatches inside, it looks like, and take advantage of Air Force's size in the post.
Cortez on the move, and picked away by Natalie Pasco. Hansen got about the 3. And a mismatch inside. But another turnover for Boise State, and that is number 6 in this game.
Yes, they just have them so out of whack on the offensive end right now with that pressure. So they just got to settle down a little bit. Maya's just got to make sure her people are in place where they need to be, and then execute that offense. But even Air Force a little bit out of sync without Milani Perry on the floor right now.
It's been over 2.5 minutes since the Falcons have scored. Cortez now running point. Horn set. O'Halloran for 3. And doesn't get it to go. And that is after the final buzzer here, the first. It's Air Force building a 7-point lead here at the first semifinal of the Credit Union 1 Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship from Vegas. Welcome back to the Thomas and Mack Center. A chance for $10,000, Cindy.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty good. Oh, it just misses.
Just misses. Definitely looks like my golf game, Kelly. A lot of misses.
I mean, my golf game isn't even that good, so. Air Force with a 7-point lead, though, on Boise State.
Good to see Milana Perry back out.
Yeah, Milani Perry had rolled her ankle a little bit defensively, but looks like got taped up. She's back in this game, and it's been about a 2.5-minute scoring drought for the Falcons since she left. Cortez backing down, off the window and off the mark. Broncos being led so far by sophomore Libby Hutton and her 7 points. Already 10 points in the paint for Boise State.
Yeah, that's definitely where they have the advantage. They want to continue to look at those mismatches inside.
Not getting a lot of looks at the three-point line, which is one of your keys to this game.
Right.
5 on the shot clock. Hutton going to work. And another chance at a three-point play.
Libby Hutton came to play. She's like, you kept me out yesterday. I'm going to be out all over it today.
Hutton in early foul trouble yesterday, but she has had her way inside so far.
She's a tough guard, like you said. She's so athletic. She can, take you off the dribble. She can pull up. She's strong. She's physical. She's just a really huge asset for Boise State.
And the Broncos back within 4. So weathering the early storm from Air Force and those early 6 turnovers. Jumping off to McNabb. Over to Cortez, baseline jumper. And McNabb going to be hit with the foul. Did not have position on that rebound.
Yeah, that's a tough call. She's trying to box out. She's trying to get her body in there to get an offensive rebound for her teammate. And she's got a tough call against her there. But good job by Boise State, getting a body on her, making it tough.
And the Broncos' message today, one of them at shoot-around, get to the rebounding spots. You cannot allow McNabb, the best rebounder in the league, to get in there. She does a great job at tipping the ball to her teammates.
She really does. She has such a knack for the ball. Great effort, good discipline to get to the rebounds every time.
7 on the shot clock. Hutton going to work. 3. And gets it to drop in. Libby Hutton having herself an outing so far. Double figures, already 12 points.
Yeah, really good. Patience in the post. She did a little up and under.
And it looks like an official's timeout. Might have some blood.
Cortez might have some blood on her, a bloody nose. That up and under move, really got her up in the air, so she might have got clipped with a little elbow right in the nose on that move, but really good move by Libby. Yeah, probably when she swung through here.
Hutton has been so good late in the shot clock, bailing Boise State out.
Really good.
Broncos back within 2 in this game. Air Force looking for some offense.
Hutton, only a sophomore, such a competitor. Just going to be a good staple for Boise State moving forward.
And the Broncos have done a nice job so far of really limiting Perry's touches. Just 3 shot attempts in this game. Turnaround.
On cue, Kel.
Up and in, Milani Perry with her 5th point of this game.
They're going to need Perry to get more involved, so look to get her the ball as much as they can.
Got the switch. Getting it into the freshman. And that has been a recipe for success, taking advantage of those mismatches. And a nice job by Mason Borderching.
Yeah, Borderching just buried her defense deep into the paint, coming off that ball screen on that roll.
And I should say Borcherding, excuse me. Borcherding coming off a great performance yesterday. 8 points, 8 rebounds, gave Boise State some really good minutes when Hutton was in foul trouble.
Really did. I think she played almost 18 minutes yesterday, which is a lot for her, and Hutton played 18, so it was a really good combination together.
Stolen away by Pasco. And here come the Broncos, a chance to potentially tie or take the lead. McNabb on Tatum Thompson. Shot clock down to 6. And stolen away by O'Halloran.
Really nice defense there, switch to a front, great ball pressure, got a little deflection on that, caused that turnover.
Perry going to work to McNabb, and Adams drawing the foul inside.
That's a great awareness pass by McNabb. She saw her just, Emily Adams had buried Hutton down there in the post. Did a really good job of a real quick touch pass into her to draw that foul.
Emily Adams has been such a bright spot for this Air Force offense. She's been averaging close to 13 points per game over her last 13 games of the season. And Coach McIntyre talked about the senior urgency that she is seeing her play with.
Yeah, for sure.
O'Halloran from distance, off the mark. McNabb there for the board. Now driving in, pulls up for the J. Rebounded by Maya Hansen.
O'Halloran's just a score mentality. Miss one, get it back, put it up again.
Thompson working her way baseline. Dumping off to Hutton. One of the few that she's missed in this game.
They left her wide open. She was too open.
Most open she's been.
A double team down there, left her wide open.
O'Halloran pulling the trigger. Going to be over the back called on Adams.
That'll be her second.
So Stacey McIntyre will have a decision to make here on her senior. And coming into this game for Adams is Eva Love.
Yeah, and that's going to be, you know, a big size disadvantage for Air Force here. They're going to really have to figure out what they're going to do defensively here. And I'm sure Boise State's going to take advantage of this.
Hansen brings it up, playing the point guard. Throws it up, able to draw the foul.
Brett Clay, you know, they're just fighting over those ball screens, getting into them just a little bit late. One more step over to keep them in front, but really good, smart heads-up play by Maya to really pull up for that jumper, draw that foul.
Maya Hansen has been such an important part of this Boise State squad, one of those 4 key seniors, but she made a big role change this year, moved from shooting guard, which she had played the last 3 years, to point guard out of necessity, and she's really filled those shoes in a big way.
She really has. She's averaging 4 assists per game. She's, you know, only 2 turnovers, and with the ball in her hand so much, that's taking on a new role like that your senior year. That's really impressive.
McNabb going to work, kick out. Perry on the move. Back out to Perry. Thought about the 3. Pulls up. Contested. Gets her own rebound. It's going to be a jump ball. Maldonado doing a nice job defensively, though.
She really is, keeping her in front, you know, not going for that crossover. Milani Perry has such a quick right-to-left crossover, so really good job by Maldonado, which, you know, Coach Presnell definitely said she's one of their best defenders in the Boise State program.
And only a freshman. Hansen from distance. And it's McNabb with the board, and Bay is going to be charged with the foul on the reach-in. Air Force 0 of their last 4 from the field. Perry has been blanketed throughout this game.
They have done a great job of limiting her touches.
And a near turnover. Perry pulling up from the elbow. Here comes Danny Bays. Bays from 3. And the senior with the first triple of this game for Boise State.
So they're running that little double at the ball handler, which is leaving somebody open, and Boise State's doing a really good job of finding that open person.
Boise State has grabbed the lead since early in this game. First time. Off the window. Life continues to be difficult on Milani Perry from this Boise State defense.
The defense is just
smothering them right now, pushing them. Look where they're starting their offense, 32 feet away from the basket.
McNabb tagged with the foul. Boise State on a 6-0 run, though, here midway through the second. And Danny Bays pulling up for the triple as the Broncos grab a 2-point lead.
It's been all Libby Hutton here in the first half. Libby is burying that defense, getting down there, high percentage shots, taking them to the rim, and she has just had an outstanding afternoon, taking them off the dribble. Very athletic, very versatile. Looking at her off that ball screen, keeping it up high, finishing, really doing a nice job for Boise State.
In this game, 12 points, 5 of 9 from the field, including 2 of 2 at the charity stripe. Boise State on a 6-0 run. Where have the Broncos really tightened things up defensively? Air Force right now scoring drought of over 4 minutes.
I think Boise has done a good job of really making every touch hard. They've kept Perry in front, but it's really come down to Air Force's missing easy shots. Those shots were falling, and when will fatigue set in? You got to wonder about that with Perry playing so many minutes, and Boise State just having a little bit more depth in their rotations on the bench coming out for Boise.
Perry just blanketed by all kinds of orange jerseys. And drawing the foul is Alexis Cortez.
Nice to see Cortez be so aggressive here. They're really gonna need that for Perry to relax, so that she knows she doesn't have to be the one that the ball goes to every time. And Cortez has just such good size. She's strong, she's mobile. So she's someone that they really do need to look at more down the stretch here.
Cortez at 5'11", one of the tallest Air Force guards. Certainly Boise State has a pretty big size advantage in this game. And hits them both. Free throw line was certainly a strength for the Falcons yesterday.
Cortez, another one that's kind of known as a defensive stopper, so any points that they get from her is just a huge bonus, only averaging 4.4 points per game.
Hutton, back outside. Maldonado off that ball screen. Taking advantage of Jordan Devon, the shorter defender.
Jordan Devon, really good on-ball defender, but again, yes, that size, strength come into play.
Perry, contested shot, but able to draw the foul on Danny Bays. And that is number 2 on Bays.
You can just see that crossover by Milani Perry. She's going to take you right, come back to your left for that little pull-up jumper. And I know Boise State must have talked about that a lot in shoot-around, of just trying to keep her out of that space.
Well, Air Force coach Stacey McIntyre says that mid-range jumper, that sweet pull-up jumper, is Perry's layup, basically.
Yeah,
it's
it really
automatic.
is. Yeah. And with her size, she needs to pull up a little bit sooner. So that's, she's really perfected that in her years.
Coach Presnell gave a really nice compliment. He said, I voted for Perry as Player of the Year.
Wow, okay. Well, she's proving why she definitely was a candidate. She is.
Mid-range pull-up off the mark. Perry hasn't been able to dial in the range so far. Broncos a chance to build on this 3-point lead. Thompson inside. Tatum Thompson, her first bucket of this game.
That'll get Tatum going a little bit. Tatum is such a great athlete, probably the best athlete, honestly, on the floor. And when she can get going, she can be so good. So they want to definitely key in on her.
Inside to Adams.
It's great help defense by Tatum Thompson coming over.
Trapped in the corner. Perry from 3. And Milani Perry knocking down the triple.
Good hustle by Devon to keep that ball alive and make sure that they get an extra touch.
Falcons back within 2. Get the switch inside. Knocked out by Cortez. Another turnover.
That switch on that ball screen by Cortez and denying that, it's like textbook what you want him to do on a ball screen switch.
And that was a heavy emphasis today at shoot-around, was specifically on those switches, having the hand up, denying and fronting.
Yeah, very good job.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Air Force doesn't realize it's going to be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, a little disheveled right there on that play. I don't think they were exactly sure what Boise was trying to do.
Well, Boise State, even though they've turned it over 9 times in this game so far, Air Force only has 4 points off those turnovers, so has not been able to capitalize.
Right, exactly.
Just over a minute to play in the first half. Pasco, who's been excellent against Air Force this season, 10 of 13 from long distance. Maldonado driving her way in. Can't get it to go.
You can see Coach McIntyre over there with her hands up, just hands up, beat big, get over those ball screens, push them out of that lane as much as you can so they don't have direct drives down the lane line. And Air Force is just doing a really good job defensively. And then Emily Adams, just giving that second effort, huge box out, 2 people cover on her, and she comes up with the foul.
Air Force in the bonus, so Adams will go to the free throw line. Was excellent yesterday at the charity stripe. Emily Adams, 10 of 11 from the free throw line yesterday.
She was very good from the foul line.
And I asked Coach McIntyre just about her growth this year, tripled her scoring, and she just said she's playing with a great deal of senior urgency. It was that Utah State game, she had 23 points, and something clicked. She realized she could be a heavy contributor to this offense. Pasco on the move with the left hand, and a foul on the rebound.
I called them earlier in the Mountain West Conference season and up at Nevada Reno, and Emily Adams has really stepped up her game since I even called that game. So she has just done a really fantastic job in the month of February, and I do think that senior urgency is starting to, they're realizing, hey, this is it. This is the last time we're going to play college basketball, and for Perry and for Emily, it is the last time they're going to play basketball. They're not going to go play professionally. Yeah. Both of them have their assignments coming out of college. Emily Adams going back to Ohio, Perry going back to Florida. And so it's just, credit to them to leave it all out there this weekend.
Yeah, already have jobs lined up in the Air Force. Yeah. Serving our country.
Fantastic.
Some of our nation's finest. 3-point lead for the Broncos. Dumped off inside. Perry on the move, and she's starting to heat up late in this half.
She is. Nice little curl cut up at the elbow. Get her down, going downhill off that. They didn't fight on that screen and just gave her enough space to hit that layup.
Perry, her 11th point of this game, has had to work for them. 20 left in this half. About a 4-second differential on the shot clock.
Again, switching all the ball screens.
Shot clock down to 7.
Making it tough.
Pasco on the move inside. Can't get it to go. And in position on that weak side board is the freshman Mason Borcherding.
I think they're a little bit shocked at that call. It was a little bit late. I don't think they thought that they were going to get that one, but.
Oh, it was actually not Borchard. It was Pasco. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think they're a little confused with who that foul was on. Coach McIntyre wants an explanation over there.
This is the first. Broncos 0 field goals in the last 2.5 minutes.
It has been a game of runs here.
Yeah, back and forth so far in this first half. And gets the second to go. 6.8 seconds left in this half. Air Force a chance to take the lead. And off the rim, Broncos bring it to a 2-point lead at the half, as Boise State has held Air Force to 2 for their last 11 from the field. We'll send it over to to Carly Drew and the gang at half.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Old Trapper halftime show. We bring you game 1 of semifinals here today for the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championships. Boise State 31, Air Force 29. I'm Carly Drew welcoming you inside the Thomas and Mack. We have Jade Thomas, basketball analyst, Mountain West broadcaster Nate Kreckman, and Tammy Blackburn, yet another analyst we love having here on our desk. A tale of 2 quarters, it seems, between this first game of semifinals. Jade, I'll start with you. Initial thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. A tale of 2 quarters. They both outscored each other, different team by 9 points, but each team a different quarter. So I think they're really just trading off right now. Boise State had 6 turnovers in the first quarter, and that is Air Force does that, which is good. But then in the second quarter, we saw them kind of take that back. Libby Hutton, man, she's putting on a show, and she's helping her Boise State team kind of ease into it and get those easy little bunnies inside. Not easy, but those bunnies inside so that they can take the pressure off the outside three-point shooting and stuff like that.
Yes, a Cinderella run, Nate, for the Air Force Falcons, and Libby Hutton, as we mentioned, really putting on a strong offensive front. She didn't play as much as the Broncos wanted her to yesterday.
Yeah, Libby Hutton had a great half, 13 points. 14 points. I don't want to short her one. She's going to be a tough matchup for Air Force no matter what. Air Force only has 1 6-footer in their rotation in Emily Adams, and we saw Adams get into a little bit of foul trouble in the second quarter. She was out for about 2.5 minutes. Air Force was -4 without her. They have to have her size out on the floor in this game. But Milani Perry has been terrific. She suffered an ankle injury late first quarter, had to leave the floor. I thought she was a little bit tentative to start the second quarter. But Tammy, once she got going again, I thought she settled back into the game. She's really carried Air Force. That was a rough offensive second quarter for the Falcons until Milani kind of got going late in the half.
Interestingly enough, in the first quarter, Perry had taken 1 shot in the first 6 minutes of this game, and now she is 4 of 10. What she's done a good job of is really getting back into this game after the ankle injury and getting her team, because she makes players around her better. But the story of this first half is the Air Force foul trouble. They have not been able to catch a break, and they've been getting the calls. And you've got some incredible players in foul trouble. You've got McNabb with 3. You've got Adams with 3. Some of those players sat for a lot of minutes. You don't have those players on the floor, you're not going to be in your continuity. You're not going to have that rhythm in your offense. That has hurt them. Now they got to come out and put all that behind them, and they've got to just play hard and try not to foul and try to play as clean as they can.
That's their 2 best interior defenders. Yeah. When they're not on the floor, Air Force is in trouble, especially with all of Boise's length and size.
And yesterday, Milani Perry said that it's all about having a short memory. That's why she was able to put up 33 points yesterday. Well, let's go ahead and show you the highlights of this very first half. We see Alexis Cortez, the Falcons' 3-pointer, got a second chance here. What do you like about Alexis and what she's able to put up for this Falcons team, Nate?
She's just a natural scorer, and they were able to get a couple of those corner threes going early in the game. I thought the ball movement was really good for Air Force. Boise was able to counter that with Libby Hutton down low. Again, size and length can be such an issue for Air Force to have to guard. I think that's something that we're going to be watching really closely, particularly with the foul trouble that they are in. Keely O'Halloran, Jade, this is one of the best shooters in the Mountain West, and she just has no conscience. She puts the ball up every time she's touching it.
Yeah, she does it. She's off balance and shooting, and we're like, is it going to go in? And it just goes in. And if she doesn't make the first one, she goes in, gets rebound, and gets the second one.
And Jade, I want to ask you, we got to talk a little defense, because we do see Defensive Player of the Year in Jada McNabb. What's working for her, and what would you like to see from her as we get into this second half?
Yeah, well, no more fouls. She needs to be on the floor. But I think this is where defense is so important, because although she only has 3 points, we can hear her talking out there. When you have someone on defense talking and telling you where to go, when the screen's coming, who to guard, that takes so much pressure off of you. So although she only has 3 points, she has 5 rebounds and 4 assists. So she's really helping them on defense, which helps them relax and be able to play their game. So she needs to stay out of foul trouble and be on the floor.
Points in the paint, by the way, 20-10 so far. And we knew that was going to be a story of this basketball game, especially, again, the foul trouble is going to be an issue. You mentioned Jada McNabb. I mean, Tammy, she can guard the perimeter. She can take away a point guard. She'll step out and guard Jada Lewis. She spent some time on Maya Hansen in this game. She is such a tough matchup, and then she can go down low. Man, Jada McNabb, 5'10", and she can defend every position on the floor.
I mean, Defensive Player of the Year, and that's why you get that right. Those 5 rebounds, absolutely key. She just has to be physical. Again, you got to put everything behind you. Those 3 fouls, she just has to go out. They just have to play ball.
And looking at these halftime stats, what's standing out to you, Tammy, in terms of these two teams?
Air Force has turned, the Broncos over, right? And Jay talked about that, and I think that that's an important point. I also want to say that Danny Bays hit a 3 that really got her back emotionally into this game. That does not show up on that stat sheet, although it does in that 33% for both of those teams. But Danny Bays' 3, I think, has done something. It sort of gave that Broncos team the spark that they were looking for.
That is so true. Well, you'll want to keep it right here on the Mountain West Network. We're going to be going over some more analysis of this game so far. Game 1 of the semifinals right here on the Mountain West Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Mountain West Halftime Show, brought to you by Old Trapper. Boise State 31, Air Force 29. Carly Drew here with Jade Thomas, Nate Kreckman, and Tammy Blackburn. Before we get into the second half, we have to go over some key moments in this game so far. We're going to take it to Boise State with Libby Hutton. Nate, she's really putting on a show for these Broncos after she didn't play as much as she should have at the start of yesterday's game.
Yeah, 5 early points I thought really got her going, and they've been able to use the pick and roll game between her and Maya Hansen to open things up for her in the paint. She has got such good footwork down low. Only a sophomore. It's an interesting situation, the kind of pressure that you have when you're a sophomore playing with 4 seniors, 4 1,000-point scorers like they have at Boise State. But Libby has just met the moment. I thought she was great in that first half.
Let me just add that Pasco has 1 point. She's taken 1 shot.
Actually, nobody besides Libby has more than 5 points right now. Who's going to come along, Tammy?
It's fascinating to me that she has taken 1 shot and she's got 1 point. She's 0 for 1. Obviously, she made a free throw. But this is where the players like Libby Hutton, this is why they're so important, and this is what Gordy Presnell has really enjoyed. It's like it's about teams. So somebody's off or maybe they're not getting the ball. Hutton was hot early. They kept feeding her the ball. That's a smart basketball IQ team, and I liked it.
And she's the player that Gordy Presnell had voted for the player of the year in Milani Perry. So Jade, she's got that 3 ball in the beginning of the game. She's kind of quieted down a bit since coming back in after getting that ankle taped. What is key for Milani to get these good looks?
She's got to have the memory of a goldfish. She just has to keep shooting, keep playing her game. It doesn't matter what happened in the first half. And it's not that she had a bad game in the first half. She just didn't have as many points as she had yesterday. So just for her to keep her head up, keep going, because when she's on, it helps her team on the offensive end as well. I hope the ankle's ready to go because we need her.
Yep, absolutely. And let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket, because tomorrow we finally make it to Championship Tuesday. Winner of this playing tomorrow. What's key for Boise State? Maybe to settle in a little bit more, you guys.
Just get everyone else going besides Libby Hutton. They only knocked down 1 3 in that first half. They just need to see the ball go in. Tammy brought up that Danny Bays triple. Let's see if that sparks Boise State.
Well, we can't wait to see what happens in this very first game of semifinals. Keep it right here on the Mountain West Network.
To the Thomas and Mack Center. It's Boise State with a narrow 2-point lead at the half and getting a lot of points in the paint.
A lot of points in the paint. Libby Hutton has just stepped up big. That's definitely where they have the advantage, Boise State does. So look to them to go to that a lot more here in the second half.
Emily Adams, one of the leaders right now for Air Force, 5 points for her. Got in some foul trouble, though. Picked up her 3rd foul, so had to take a seat on the bench. So did not play the final 5 minutes of the half.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on McNabb and Adams in foul trouble here early.
2 key pieces of this Air Force squad. Perry 4 of 10 from the field, has 11 points to lead the Falcons. Going inside to Adams, off the pivot foot and off the window. Emily Adams.
Emily Adams, she just doesn't miss down there. She just knows where that rim is. Finished really strong with her left hand there. Usually goes to the other shoulder, but it was a great finish.
Pasco on the drive, out of control.
Pasco has had big games against Air Force, over 20 both times they've played, so I'm sure Boise's hoping that she can get going here.
A 10 of 13 from the three-point line in those 2 games this year. Dumping off McNabb inside, and this offense for Air Force in a much better flow here to start things in the third.
Yeah, great adjustments at halftime by the staff. Really looking to get high percentage shots at the rim.
Pasco on the move, or Hansen on the move, I should say. Thompson, a pretty quiet first half. Only 2 shot attempts. Mid-range, baseline, and that's automatic for Tatum Thompson.
Coming off that ball screen, if they're going to come off that pick and pop and give Tatum that shot, she's going to knock it down. She has a great mid-range game.
Perry, one of the best performances in tournament history yesterday. And her 13th point of this game as she's locked in here in the second half.
She is really good. Again, right to left crossover, lane line drive, right down the lane for 2.
Libby Hutton had an excellent first half for Boise State. Her first basket here of the third.
Again, I think that's a matchup that you have to look at over and over.
Hutton now 16 points, 6 of 10 from the field, including 4 of 4 from the charity stripe.
You can see Boise State sagging off so much. It's almost a little bit harder to get those shots off. It's almost a zone type of a feel.
Almost daring Air Force to shoot from the perimeter.
They are, for sure.
It's going to be Falcons basketball.
Great hustle by Brett Clay. Again, just a freshman, just getting better every time she steps on the court. They're so excited about her, from Hobbs, New Mexico. Played for a state championship in Hobbs, so knows how to win, understands what winning looks like.
It's McIntyre talked about what a competitor her freshman is. Got a lot of really important minutes early in this season, and now it's really paying off for this Falcon squad. Perry from 3, and it's off the mark.
And Boise State does switch to a zone that possession, so we'll see how long they'll stay in that. Pretty effective last night against New Mexico.
Cortez on the steal from the lob, trying to go into Tatum Thompson. Air Force meeting. Boise State met Air Force early in the season when they were 1-3 in conference play, and that was really the turning point of the Broncos season. Since then has gone 16-3. Was able to overcome a 14-point deficit in Boise.
Sometimes you need those games to just really get you going, wake you up, understand that it's conference time, they gotta perform.
Mismatch inside, Thompson on Perry, and she capitalizes. Tatum Thompson, 4 points here in the third.
Yeah, really coming out of halftime, a little bit more explosive, wanting to get the ball to her a little bit more. She's taking advantage of that. Again, Boise State's gonna stay in this zone, and they're just going to ask them to shoot it.
Zone has created some issues for this Air Force offense.
I think the key is to not settle for outside shots, to continue to work to get that ball in the paint.
Shot clock down to 2. Turnaround. Perry cooking right now in the second half.
Yeah, Perry just really freezing the top of that zone, getting inside of it. Nice pull-up jumper right in that space that Boise State does not want her to shoot in.
15 points for Milani Perry. Going inside to Hutton. Too easy. Able to get the steal.
She really does such a good job on that pin down screen. And Adams in a little bit of foul trouble, so really can't be super aggressive down there. So that's, again, an area they're going to want to look at exploiting.
And a foul drawn inside by Adams.
That's a really nice pass down into the short corner behind that zone. Adams is just running the baseline there, stopping in that short corner. Call it the dunker spot. If they can get the ball into her, and that'll give her an opportunity to get inside that zone.
Air Force coming off arguably one of the biggest wins in program history last night.
It really was such an outstanding game. Both teams played so hard. It came right down to the wire. Ponganibi almost got him back into it late, but just Air Force just held on.
Perry, another mid-range basket. Been back and forth here in the second half. Hansen following her own miss.
That's great effort by Hansen to just stick with it, not give up on it.
Been all offense for both teams here in the second half. Boise State 5 of 7 from the field.
Yeah, Boise State staying in this zone, really daring them to shoot it. So again, they want to move it right to left, keep the ball moving, don't settle. Again, they're getting it right in that short corner, diving the post down from the high post. And then you got your zone buster.
Yeah, O'Halloran could be the difference maker for Air Force if she starts hitting from outside. The Falcons' best three-point threat.
Yeah, absolutely. Very capable.
Hutton. Got the switch. Harms looking for help. Thompson getting downhill. And up and off the window. Tatum Thompson, a quick 8 points here.
Tatum Thompson's just, you just don't even, she's so quiet when she scores, but she's such a explosive scorer.
And that pass tipped out of bounds.
She's kind of the silent assassin, you know, Thompson's quiet and then scores.
Back and forth here from the Thomas and Mack Center, mid-third. Air Force red hot in the second half, 6 of 9 from the field. Milani Perry has gotten going in this second half.
Oh, absolutely, that zone has really not stopped them. You know, O'Halloran coming up with the big shot, Perry attacking the zone, getting inside of that zone for a nice pull-up jumper, and then Emily Adams also really getting inside of that zone and being a power down low.
McNabb will inbound for the Falcons. One of the top offensive rebounders in the conference. O'Halloran from the corner, and that's 2 quick triples for Keely O'Halloran.
Yeah, great baseline out of bounds. They lost her on the weak side of that zone. She knocks it down.
Good defense from Cortez. Broncos basketball.
Yeah, Cortez is such a big guard. Here down on the baseline out of bounds. That guard's cheating up. Don't notice O'Halloran in the corner, and she nails the three.
I'm not sure how you lose the best three-point shooter on Air Force's team.
I'm sure that's what their staff's asking right now.
Hutton has had a tremendous game so far. 18 points. She really, the Falcons squad, no answer for her inside. McNabb straight up. And rebound pulled down by the freshman, Brett Clay.
It's a good look for Hutton, though.
McNabb for three.
Boise State doing a really nice job boxing out. 1 and out was a big priority for them.
Broncos capitalizing on the size mismatch inside, and it's Mason Borcherding coming up with the big shot.
Yeah, Mason had such a big game yesterday. Really good minutes for them.
All tied at 45. It has been back and forth between the Falcons and the Broncos. O'Halloran lets it fly. That time all air.
I'll tell you what, though, every time it leaves her hand, you think it's going in.
Just beating the shot clock, but it will be Broncos basketball.
It's a good job by Cortez recognizing that and getting that shot off. Really heads up by her. When you have one of the top offensive rebounding players in the country and McNabb on your team, you may as well put it up there because there's a chance she's going to go get it.
Borcherding again, getting the steal inside.
Yeah, they're just burying them. They're burying them. The mismatch of the size, they're getting too deep in the post. They either got to front that and bring a lot of ball pressure and backside help, but you can't get stuck behind if you're not going to bring the double. McNabb asking for it inside. That's where they need to get inside that zone as much as they can.
Mid-range, Perry. Not going to go that time.
It's a big possession right here for Boise.
Hansen pulling up from 3. And McNabb with the board.
It was a quick shot. Probably a little early in the shot clock. I think the staff over there wanting him to work it a little bit more.
And Hansen a 37% three-point shooter, so she can hit with some efficiency. Inside to McNabb.
Boise State trying to confuse him a little bit. Little make it, miss it here.
And Perry automatic from that elbow area.
Oh, that's a good job. So on a miss, Boise State's going back to man. On a make, they're going to a zone. So just trying to disrupt the flow of Air Force's offense a little bit.
Ball pressure. Hutton, great pass. Just couldn't finish by Borcherding. But sweeping in there, Natalie Pasco on the putback.
Great putback, really good follow-up. Nobody left. Everybody went to the offensive board, giving second effort. That's what they have. These seniors are like, we gotta get this done. They're really giving great effort right now by Boise State. Both teams.
From 3, Perry. Can't get it to go. Borcherding going to draw the foul on the offensive board. I mean, on the defensive board.
That will be McNabb's 4th if that's on McNabb.
Rebounding, a heavy emphasis today for Boise State. Especially against Jada McNabb. She was the central focus.
McNabb, 10th in the country in offensive rebounding, and she's 5'10" at best, and just such a great athlete. Such good effort and discipline on the boards.
Adams trying to deny that entry pass. Cortez getting back down. And Hutton drawing the foul on Cortez. That'll be first personal for Cortez.
Libby Hutton just really fighting down there, getting her shoulder lowered, getting down into Cortez. It's really good size, so you can see it again. She just keeps working her down. Kind of go under her, dipped under there. Nice finish. Foul.
I think a little debate over whether this was a shooting foul. You're getting an argument from Cortez.
She was clearly shooting, unless they want to call it on the floor prior. I think Hutton got hit in the nose there.
Libby Hutton already 18 points in this game. And Air Force has had no answer for the sophomore.
They really haven't, and she is just the difference in their success right now. And they're continuing to look at that isolation in the post. It's either her or Borcherding.
2 seconds.
Yeah, Air Force.
And it'll be the Broncos grabbing a 3-point lead. Heading into the 4th, it's been a back and forth affair here from the Thomas and Mack Center in Mountain West semifinals. Back here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the Credit Union won Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship semifinal round, and Boise State clinging to a 3-point lead here as we head to the 4th quarter. You see the Broncos record 24-2 when leading after 3. We'll see if Boise State can hold on against this very pesky, hungry Air Force squad. Coach Stacey McIntyre saying her team just refuses to lose right now, just has that belief factor.
Absolutely. They're just, they're gritty kids. They've come a long way. These two seniors don't want it to be over. They want, and everybody wants to play for them, right? And same with Boise State. They don't want it to end. Everybody wants them to go out with success. So they're playing as hard as they possibly can.
Broncos have had a lot of success today getting that ball into the paint. Broken up, though, by Emily Adams.
I think Air Force has to push it a little bit more when they get the turnover so they don't allow Boise State to go back and go into their zone. They definitely want to play them in man, against their man. Allows Perry to do a little bit more work, and Adams.
Adams going to work in the... And a foul drawn.
Foul drawn on Hutton there.
Just her second. Libby Hutton, very versatile defensively, can guard 1 through 5.
Definitely. They definitely know where Holleran is, Kelly, on this baseline out of bounds.
As they should. After the Holleran 3 triples in that third quarter. Off the mark, though, on the mid-range. Broncos a chance to add to their 3-point advantage. Hansen trying to get downhill. And it's off of Hansen. Turnover, going to give Air Force the basketball back.
Just when you think Boise's just going to go on a big run here, you know, they get a foul or they turn it over, something happens. So it's kind of kept them down. But now they're back in their zone, 2-3 zone.
Broncos have done a better job, though. Just 2 turnovers in the second half. O'Halloran from downtown. Keely O'Halloran, the X factor in this game for Air Force.
O'Halloran can be on fire. She just forces you to get out of a zone.
11 points now for O'Halloran.
Gotta love her confidence too. She sees that zone, it's like Christmas to her.
Pasco and Hutton with the putback.
Great effort by Hutton to get inside that. Had O'Halloran, a smaller guard, trying to box her out. Just went right over the top, just back to her athleticism like you were talking about. They're staying in that zone.
Trying to go inside to Adams. Good ball movement from the corner. The freshman, Brett Clay, knocking down the triple.
Back-to-back threes. Interesting to see what Boise State does here now.
Air Force back on top. In the lane. And Hansen, chance at the 3-point play.
It's a great take by Maya Hansen. She felt like she had the step on her. Continued to just push to the rim. Never got stopped.
Maya Hansen, a past first point guard, but getting aggressive with the offense here in the second half.
Yeah, I think really feeling like she had a good mismatch there on O'Halloran. Really took her down deep.
Hansen, one of 4 seniors on this Boise State squad who have stuck together since their freshman year. You just don't see that in college basketball anymore.
You really don't. Just such chemistry between them, and you know, this is where you want to be with your seniors down the stretch. Tournament time, all of them are still hungry to play.
Great pass inside, and Adams going to be charged with the offensive foul. And that is number 4 on Emily Adams.
Yeah, we got to watch that. Now we're in a little bit of foul trouble with McNabb and Adams. They're going to leave her on the floor.
Air Force does not have a deep bench. Only played 7 players yesterday.
Yeah, look at them to isolate Hutton here against Adams.
Hansen pulling up. Cortez with the rebound.
You got to wonder how long McNabb's going to stay on the bench and how long they're going to leave Adams in.
Every time Boise State has gone on a run, Air Force has answered. Off the mark that time from Perry. Looks like off the hands of the Broncos.
I think Adams was a little bit nervous to go right back up with that offensive rebound in case someone was ready to take a charge on her, but she definitely was open.
Yeah, I was surprised she didn't shoot it. Perry getting downhill, turning the corner, trying to split the defense, but draws the foul. And that's going to be on Tatum Thompson, her second.
Really smart by Perry there. Put the pressure on the defense, go to the rim, really try to draw the foul. Super heads-up player by a senior.
Boise State gave a lot of attention today to Perry, said we have to show her bodies constantly.
I bet they did. You know, and just all the minutes that she has played in these last few days. It's tough.
This is the first.
I think she's just trying to relax a little bit, understands what's at stake here.
19-point for Perry. Back to a 1-point game. has been quiet today. Trying to get the ball into Hutton. Adams playing with 4 fouls. Not much she can do there. Trying to avoid the 5th.
Yeah, they're going to have to decide. They're either going to have to change that matchup and put, you know, like they had Cortez, a little bit bigger guard on her, or they're going to have to bring the double. They're just going to have to, they're going to continue to go to Hutton if they don't.
Air Force trying to run some clock, make it a half-court game.
Big possession right here.
Corner 3. Alexis Cortez lighting it up.
Just hit shots when it's necessary. They just hit big shots.
And that's the 9th three-pointer in this game for Air Force.
Coming into the tournament shooting at 27%
Yeah, I mean, they're shooting 39% from 3 today. Doing whatever it takes. Bays can't finish at the rim. Bench has been stepping up big for Air Force and role players.
You really got a 5-minute game here. It's tied up.
Great jump off inside. Adams can't finish.
Adam has to be careful here, not get a frustration foul for missing that. Oh, they might have missed another over and back call.
Yeah, Stacey McIntyre wanted the turnover. Going to try and get that high-low look. Hutton inside, can't finish. Opportunity for the Falcons to take the lead. Both teams playing their 3rd game in 3 days, trying to become one of the few teams to go 4 games in 4 days. Great dump off, great vision by Perry, and the finish inside by Adams.
Really good setting that play up. Adams is like, I'm not gonna miss 2 in a row here. And again, they're gonna go right back to Hutton. With a different look.
Got the switch.
Bring the switch.
Hansen into the rim.
Be interesting to see if they come back with McNabb at all for some offensive rebounding.
10 ties, 12 lead changes in this game. Boise State has won both regular season meetings, trying to beat Air Force for the 3rd time this season. Perry draws 2 and a foul. And that's going to be on
Danny Bays, I think. Yeah, coming off that ball screen, just being way too physical, but Adams rolling in, creating space, finding the space. Air Force has just found someone different every time when they need a big bucket. This time, Alexis Cortez hits a huge 3 in the corner to take the lead at 59-57.
Boise State, almost a 3-minute scoring drought. Has had some really good looks inside, just hasn't been able to finish some of those looks.
Yeah, they really have, and they're really going to those mismatches. I mean, credit Emily Davis for not getting her 5th foul, because they are isolating her every single time down in the post.
A lot of foul trouble for Air Force right now. Adams with 4 fouls, McNabb with 4, and then Broncos' Danny Bays with sitting 4 fouls.
Oh, that'll be Davis's 5th foul.
Adams gonna have to take a seat on the bench.
Yeah, that's Adams' 5th foul.
Gonna be offensive. So the senior, her career here at the Mountain West tournament will come to an end.
That's such a tough call for a senior. So much on the line.
Now back in this game, playing with 4 fouls. Straight up, able to deny Hutton there. Air Force with a 2-point advantage.
You gotta love just the patience of Perry here. She is just so composed. She knows exactly what she wants. She knows when she wants to do it. She's running the clock down, going at 10, every time, trying to find that mismatch.
Pulling up against Hutton, gets it to drop in. Milani Perry, her 5th 20-point game of her career against Boise State.
It's just automatic. When she can get downhill and she can go right to left for that pull-up jumper, it's automatic. But Maya's coming right back at him.
And Hansen off the mark inside. Broncos are getting good looks in the paint.
They really are. They're getting downhill. They're getting right to where they want to be. It's just having a hard time finishing. But offensive rebounding, this is the time. You got to have more people going to the glass.
Air Force trying to make more history. A number 9 seed has never reached the title game. Pull up again, Perry, and she is cooking here in the 4th. Broncos do not have an answer for the Air Force senior guard, her 24th point of this game. Air Force up 6. Milani Perry having the tournament of her life, not going down without a fight.
Look at that emotion. Look at her. She's like, this is our game, and she's doing everything to make sure that that happens. But let's see what Boise has to say about that.
75 points in 3 games for the senior for the Air Force. She is refusing to lose right now for the Falcons.
You just love to see it. Twisted her ankle a little bit in that first quarter, taped it up, comes right back.
And the shot clock, it looks like, did not start. It's been over 4 minutes and 20 seconds since Boise State has been able to get some offense. It's a 9-0 scoring run from Air Force.
Be interesting to see here what they're going to do.
Big possession for the Broncos. A lot of foul trouble for Air Force. McNabb sitting with 4 fouls. Emily Adams has already fouled out.
They're looking to isolate Hutton. Going down deep to her.
And Hutton with a huge basket to cut it back to 4.
Patience is going to be very huge here.
Extended token pressure from Boise State.
Might need a little bit more size down there on Hutton next possession, but
13 on the shot clock. Perry going to work. Clay looking for help. 3 on the shot clock. Step back. And off the mark, good defense from Boise State. Got the stop.
Really nice defense by Boise State. Shut down that opportunity for Perry to have a lane line drive. Really locked in there.
So Broncos will try to chip away at this 4-point lead. Likely going right back inside to Hutton.
Going back into Hutton.
Fronting that time, and a foul called. It'll be 3 shots.
Yeah, O'Halloran chasing her on that screen and a little bit late. Instead of just letting her shoot it, contested it.
So a costly mistake from Keely O'Halloran, who has been excellent offensively in this game.
Yeah, you can see this. She's just coming around and just really chasing it, and a little bit late on that.
Danny Bay's a very efficient 3-point shooter. The senior leader of this Boise State squad. And gets the first to go. All Mountain West, all conference team.
Danny Bass has done such a good job with this team this year, just meeting with them before and after every practice, making sure that they understand what's at stake, just being a great vocal captain leader.
Went to Gordy Presnell in the summer and said, I want to take on a bigger leadership role. Got 2 of the 3 free throws. Broncos back within 2. Air Force trying to make more history. This would be the biggest win in program history if they can hang on.
Yeah. Again, Perry's going to set this up so she can come right to left. McNabb setting a big screen. Now they're going to run a little clear out for her.
8 on the shot clock.
Trying to get the switch. Trying to get the switch by Hutton.
Double team. And off of Perry's foot.
And off of Perry's foot.
Back-to-back defensive stops for Boise State. And a chance to tie or potentially take the lead for the Broncos.
playing it out. 28.7 seconds.
Got to get the ball at 5 seconds
5
called
seconds.
on the inbounds. A huge turnover for Boise State. Air Force could play this out.
Lots of timeouts by both squads here.
Well, let's take a look at the bracket. This is the first semi of 2 today, as UNLV and Colorado State will follow in the late game. Air Force trying to become the first number 9 seed ever to reach the Mountain West title game.
That would be a huge step for this program. And honestly, talking to Coach McIntyre, and you know, it's just a different way of recruiting. It's just a different way of coaching. Everything about there. They are not impacted by the transfer portal. They are not impacted by NIL. They're not impacted by revenue share. They are getting players who want to be in the academy, that have the grades to be in the academy. And these are just really tough young women out here.
And I loved last night the longtime former Air Force coach, Chris Kobreck, who's retired now, texted Stacey McIntyre, who was her longtime assistant, and said, "You did it with offense last night. Where's this team been all year?"
That's right. And I'm sure Coach McIntyre's like, well, I've been asking for it.
Yeah, and Coach McIntyre said that this Air Force squad, this group of young women, they realize that they can play with anyone.
Yeah, they really have gained so much confidence in this tournament, and just played with such tenacity on both ends of the floor. But 28.7 seconds left, as we saw last night. That's an eternity. The Grand Canyon Colorado State game was won in 7 seconds, 2 seconds.
So if you are Boise State, at what point do you potentially foul to get the ball back? Because Air Force can play this out.
Yeah, well, they have to foul right away. They have to get the ball back. They got to try to get a 5-second count, or they got to try to get a turnover.
And a push called, late whistle. And it's gonna be,
It's a foul.
I believe it was called on Maya Hansen.
Had fouls to give, so
Yeah,
nothing hurt here, but
Hansen.
they just have to get the ball inbounded, so they have to execute.
Air Force 3 timeouts left.
Set good screens, don't run away from the ball.
And Perry immediately fouled. Milani Perry, a 75% free throw shooter. Keep in mind, 10 of 11 from the free throw line yesterday.
Yeah, you can see here she's just taking an extra minute, just an extra deep breath. She knows how big these 2 shots are.
Perry has been unstoppable offensively in this tournament, but a lot of people don't realize how good her defense is, too. She's typically guarding one of the best opposing players.
Yeah, absolutely. And just her stamina, right, Kelly? I mean, to go this many games and play this many minutes, she's such an incredible athlete.
Gets them both. It's a 4-point lead for Air Force, and they can taste it here in Las Vegas.
Those might have been the 2 biggest free throws of her career.
I thought it was interesting last night after the game in post-game. Milani Perry said this was her #1 memory, upsetting San Diego State yesterday. She might be able to top it today.
She might top it today. Just incredible focus and just excitement by this team, and they just continue to believe, and credit this coaching staff for doing what they need to do to get them ready to play and to win. And coming off a game like San Diego State, sometimes that's your high, right? That's like, oh, we did it. But no, they got them grounded again. They're like, we're not done. We got another great team that we're going to face in Boise State, so we got to get focused. We got to get right back.
If you're Gordy Presnell, what are you drawing up for your team right now? Do you need a 2? Do you need a 3? What do you need?
You just need a quick 2. You need a quick 2. They're probably going to try to get it into Hutton right away to maybe draw a foul on McNabb and an and one. McNabb really can't foul here. So
26 seconds. Tatum Thompson going to work, pulls up mid-range and knocks it down. Tatum Thompson, clutch DNA.
Clutch DNA, just like yesterday, hit that huge shot when they needed it against New Mexico. And that is their go-to. That's their senior.
Her biggest 2 points of the day. Thompson cuts it to 2. Tatum Thompson now 5 of 6 from the field, 10 points for her. One of the most unselfish players on this Boise State team.
Just really incredible athlete. When she can pull up and rise up over people, she's shooting at what, 45, 46% on the year, and just does such an outstanding job for them.
Falcons have outscored Boise State by 5 in this quarter. Made history yesterday by winning back-to-back games at the Mountain West tournament. Never been done in their history. Have been to the semifinals though once in school history, but that was when they were the number 5 seed, so had a bye.
Right, exactly. Again, this is so much time, 21.2 seconds, and we just have a lot of time left in this game. Many things can happen. You see Emily Adams over there, it's got to be the worst feeling sitting on that bench, not being out there with her teammates, but cheering them on over there, willing them to win, I'm sure.
So 2 timeouts left for Air Force. Same thing can we expect from Boise State? Foul immediately?
Yes. Clay running deep.
Right into Keely O'Halloran. O'Halloran, the best 3-point shooter on this Air Force squad. The junior from Lake Oswego, Oregon, a basketball factory.
It really is. And, sometimes these shots right here are the hardest shots. She can knock down a 3 from 35 feet, but sometimes this free throw and this pressure situation, and O'Halloran, probably no one they want at the line more than her.
Officials taking a look at something at the monitor, so checking the clock. O'Halloran, a 78% free throw shooter. The charity stripe was huge for Air Force yesterday in that game. 27 of 31 from the free throw line yesterday, 87%. That was a key difference in that upset.
Oh, absolutely. It was outstanding. They really took it at San Diego State yesterday. And, credit them for just really being physical and getting to the paint and doing everything they could yesterday to get that win.
O'Halloran makes the first, a chance to make it a 4-point game.
You can just see her calmness here and just her confidence and her self-confidence that it's going in. She's willing it in.
This the second, and rebounded by Thompson. Immediate timeout from Gordy Presnell, so Broncos will inbound the ball at half court.
I gave her the jinx, Kelly. I gave her the broadcaster jinx. I'm sorry, O'Halloran, for that, but she's just so cool, calm, and collected up there when she steps up to shoot those free throws.
The Broncos, the number 2 team in the country from the 3-point line, only to UConn. Shoot it at a 38% clip. We got shooters across the board. Who you go into?
It doesn't have to be a 3 right now. I mean, they still have a lot of time left in this game, so it'll be interesting to see how quick they go and then leave time for Air Force. So it'll be interesting to see what they draw up right here. But a 3 is definitely not necessary, especially when they have the size in the post, they have the mismatch in the post, going really hard, just like they did the last play, going to Tatum Thompson there, letting her rise up, shoot that ball. But it'll be interesting to see what they do here and how fast they do it, to not leave too much time for Air Force to have an opportunity to come down here. But like you saw last night, Colorado State only needed 2.2 seconds to win that game. So again, it's an eternity of time here, which doesn't seem like that, but it really is.
So basically the quickest, best available shot for the Broncos.
Absolutely. And Air Force has 2 timeouts, so they're fine to advance it and to get it up here quick. Boise State with 1.
Jada McNabb playing with 4 fouls. Emily Adams has fouled out for Air Force.
Now Air Force has fouls to give here too, so they can, they can really play the clock game a little bit. Be smart about this.
Looking inside, and a foul drawn. going to be called on Alexis Cortez.
Cortez turned to start chasing on that, and Danny Bayes right there.
And Bayes is in some pain right now.
So Cortez is turning to help and switch on that screen, and Bayes just falls. Looks like it hurt her back a little bit, maybe a little bit of a shoulder.
So Danny Bayes will go to the free throw line because Boise State now in the bonus. We'll see how this, if this affects her at all. And this is the first. Danny Bayes, a 79% free throw shooter, but she was grabbing her right elbow, which is her shooting hand.
Right. A big possession right here for Air Force.
Second. So a timeout from Air Force will advance the ball. 15 seconds to go. 2-point game.
Same thing here. Air Force will advance the ball. Boise State has to foul the minute it comes in. They'll try to get a quick turnover or a 5-second count, but if not, foul immediately, so no time goes off the clock. And then Air Force is going to be, set with a situation of having to hit free throws again.
Both teams down to just one timeout left. It has been a back and forth affair here in the first semifinal of the Credit Union 1 Women's Mountain West Championship. 10 ties, 12 lead changes.
So Cortez is 100% from the foul line, so they may look to enter into her. Perry 4 for 6, so definitely have their foul shooters out here.
Danny Bayes playing with 4 fouls for the Broncos, and both teams in the bonus.
Most important thing here is just getting the ball in.
And you called it, Alexis Cortez.
Alexis Cortez.
Headed to the free throw line.
Cortez, a good free throw shooter. Again, none bigger than these two right now. Boise State with 1 timeout, so they will advance the ball.
Cortez on the season, 18-22, now 18-23. Costly miss. Gets the second, so back to a 3-point ball game, and Boise State will take their last timeout.
So putting their 3-point shooters in, they got Pasco and Danny Bayes coming back into the ball game. So they may be looking to shoot a 3 at this point. Still don't need it, depending on where the shot clock is, how long they take to execute this play. If they get it in quick enough to Tatum, Thompson, or Hutton, they could really quick bucket, maybe get an and one. Well, interesting to see what Gordy will draw up at this point.
Keep in mind, Natalie Pasco in previous games this season against the Air Force, 10-13 from the 3-point line. Now, she hasn't had a lot of looks today. It's had a pretty quiet night.
She has been quiet tonight.
There's no 3-point attempts tonight. It's just 1 of 4 from the field.
Well, there wouldn't be any bigger than this one right now if this is where they're going to.
It'll be Tatum Thompson inbounding the ball. McNabb playing with 4 fouls. Trying to get it in. No timeouts left. And a foul called on O'Halloran. What'd you think?
Well, honestly, it's probably not a bad foul. I mean, they're down 3, so they don't have an opportunity to shoot a 3. It's, pretty much a dead ball situation. If she makes 2 of these, gives them an opportunity to advance the ball.
2/10 went off the shot clock. Bayes with the first.
I think we're going to come down to a free throw show in the last 12 seconds.
Riveting. Bays gets them both. So Air Force will take their final timeout. No timeouts left for either team now. Both teams in the bonus.
Both teams in the bonus. You know, I think you really probably have to go to Perry here and let her be the one going to the foul line. I mean, it's a lot of pressure to hit these free throws right here. She's been in these big situations a lot. I think all 5 players that they have on the floor are more than capable, but putting the ball in Perry's hands would make me very comfortable.
Milani Perry, 26 points in this game, 10 of 22 from the field, 6 assists as well. Has really turned it on here in the second half. And she was the central focus of Boise State today defensively at shoot-around. Coach Fresno saying, she's a volume shooter, and she shot over 35% over 4 times in her last 11 games, but guess what? This is the 5th game that she's done that.
Yeah, and she has just had such an outstanding tournament. You really have to focus in on her. But the thing I love about Milani Perry, her attitude, her facial expressions, nothing really changes. She is just such a steady leader out there for the Air Force Academy. So we'll run a little curl play here to make sure that they get the ball in.
And they go right to Perry, and she's immediately fouled.
I think that's where they wanted to go. That's a great call by Coach McIntyre. She's your leader. She's your senior. She's going to step up there and knock them down for him.
Perry with 2 of the biggest free throws of her life coming up. Chance to build on this 1-point lead for Air Force. Gets the first.
And Boise State here has to be really, really locked in. They don't have any timeout, so they're going to have to go. So they want to make sure that they're boxing out, that they get a clean rebound here, get it in quick.
Perry misses the second. Up ahead to Bays. No timeouts left. Off the miss. Rebounded by Hutton. Back out. And time expiring. Air Force making more history here at the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship.
Such an amazing finish. Maya Hansen, I think, had a look at it, but didn't put it up, but just an incredible finish from the Air Force Academy.
The Falcons becoming the first #9 seed to ever advance to the Mountain West Championship game. An absolute thriller. Air Force edging Boise State 68-66 in your first semi. And we will be back with the second semi coming up.
Cinderella is still alive in Las Vegas, and she flies F-16s. Air Force, with its 3rd straight upset of the Credit Union 1 Mountain West Championship, and they advance to the championship game for the first time in program history. What a game we just witnessed here between the 9th-seeded Air Force Falcons and the 5th-seeded Boise State Broncos. Welcome, everybody, to the Old Trapper Mountain West post-game show. Jay Thomas, Nate Kreckman, and Tammy Blackburn here to break it all down, what this means here for Air Force in a championship game. Before we get to that, let's go courtside. Get to Carly Drew. She's standing by with Stacey McIntyre once again.
Yes, thanks so much, Jesse. Coach McIntyre, your Falcons have done it again in a game, even when they're in foul trouble. How are they able to stay as aggressive and secure a win like this?
Just staying locked in, okay? Just not letting the, tough, close game, down the stretch, just sticking to that game plan, whether it was, through all 4 quarters.
Coach, tell me, in those final few timeouts, what were you telling your team in order for them to stay composed?
Well, not to foul. Everybody's talking, not to let them get their feet set on the three-point line, and just to make sure that as soon as the shot went up, we got a good defensive board.
And the end of the game, the story was points from the charity stripe. How proud are you of your team being able to trade point for point and secure a win like this?
Well, I always say the free throws, they don't matter till they matter. And just huge free throws from Milani Perry, Keely Holler in the step up, and Alexis Cortez, and that was just outstanding.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Enjoy this win. You're headed to the Mountain West Finals.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, thank you very much, Carly. Good stuff there from Coach McIntyre. We're going to hear from Milani Perry here in a matter of moments. She's been spectacular. Nate, you've covered this tournament for a long time. The performance that Milani is on right now is one for the ages.
She's averaging 26 a game right now.
Unreal.
In this tournament. It's an all-time heater that she is on. She has been clutch. She has done it over and over again against all kinds of different opponents. Also, let's point out for a moment, I think until Carly said that, I don't think Stacey McIntyre had even considered you're going to the championship game.
Well, it's to be considered, and it's Sharpie. They are going to the championship game tomorrow night. Well, let's go back down to Carly. She's with not only the player of the game, but the player of the tournament so far.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jesse. We're calling you the player of the tournament so far, Milani. A win here. You're heading to the Mountain West Final Championship game. What are you feeling right now?
I couldn't even put it into words to describe the feeling that I have. I'm so proud of this whole team. God is so good, and it's just amazing. I'm ecstatic.
And seeing your Falcon community come out and support, I saw all you players run up into the stands. What's it like having this support, from your community of Air Force?
We have the best fans ever. Like, it's such a community, feels like one big family, and I'm just so happy that they were able to come here and support us and just experience this with us.
A Cinderella story here so far, Milani, number 9 seed, going to the final tournament game. What are you telling your team as you head into tomorrow?
As I've been saying the past few days, we can beat anyone in this conference, and I tell them that every day, every time we step out on the court, and we believe that, and I'm just so proud. I'm so proud that we're showing that, because I know that that's how we are.
Well, congratulations, Milani. A great showing here in this first game of semifinals. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys.
To put into context what Milani Perry is doing, not only here in Las Vegas, but nationally speaking, she has scored 77 points now over these 3 games. That's the most of any women's basketball player across the country in her conference tournament, tied with Hannah Hidalgo of Notre Dame. That is something special. When you're able to put your team on your back in 3 consecutive games and play with that sort of energy, you have to be impressed.
Yeah, I mentioned to up here that she had so many excuses to be like, oh, fatigue, she still played well, but there's no excuses. She is coming out every single game, and you wouldn't know that it's her 3rd game in 3 days. She is putting on a show every single game and finding ways to score no matter what it looks like.
And she did all this. She got banged up in the first quarter. She had an ankle injury. She had to leave the floor for a while. She was able to come back, and again, she got going in the second quarter of this game, and she never really stopped, Tammy. She poured in 27 points in this game tonight. And again, she was the focus of the scout. You saw Gordy Presnell's team throwing double teams at her, and yet she was consistently able to find her spot, knock down the mid-range. She is as dangerous a one-on-one scorer as we've ever seen in this league.
That interview with Carly right there, that show of emotion from Perry, that is all about the emotion of this game. That's the pressure. That's the heaviness. That is her really sort of releasing the exhaustion. She knows her role on this team. She knows she has to carry this team. Now, there's no disrespect to the team around her, right? I mean, they are excellent players, but she is the go-to. And I want to say something, because Adam Wardenberg, who was the associate head coach for Air Force, in the 4th quarter, there was a timeout, and he kept her aside. The other 4 players that were in, they sat down on the chair. Stacy was with the other coaches. He had Perry one-on-one. He talked to her for a minute before they sat down. It was a confidence booster. He was saying to her, this is going to be your game. You are going to take us to the championship. And ever since that moment, I watched her walk back. She shook her head, and it was all uphill for Perry at that one. She just literally, whatever that message was from Adam, and I want to ask him because it changed the game for her.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's good coaching, right? I mean, even though Melanie Perry plays with a lot of confidence, sometimes you need to hear this. This is your game to win.
Yeah.
You're going to figure out a way to get this done and lead us there, and she did that.
She's 22 years old.
Right.
So not
I
a
need
whole lot
that.
of
I
life
probably need that in my late 40s.
Right.
I need to know. I need to know you believe. Speaking of belief, Keely O'Halloran scored 10 points in the second half when y'all knew that they were going to double team as much as they could on Melanie Perry, and O'Halloran chipped in a major way. She came in averaging 8 points a game. She walks away with 15 here in this semifinal game.
Yeah, how about her? She was 50% from three-point range. Like I said, her threes are so timely. They're such motivation boosters, and she's always ready to shoot. No matter how it looks, no matter what her feet look like, it's going up and it's going down. And like we said earlier, if it's not going down, she goes in for the rebound and goes for a second chance, and I love that second effort.
Great game by Keely O'Halloran. Alexis Cortez hit a couple of threes in this game as well. This was not an easy game for Air Force. They had to deal with foul trouble. Emily Adams fouled out of this game. I thought Emily played really well despite the foul trouble. She still had 9 points and 7 rebounds. Jada McNabb was in foul trouble all night long. This was a challenge for Air Force. Somebody else had to step up. Keely O'Halloran did it. She's got that role coming off the bench for Stacey McIntyre. She's a dead-eye shooter, and she just continued to shoot. She stayed aggressive all night long, Tammy.
The end of the game really showed that they missed Adams, right? She's big, she's strong. You miss a player like that, being able to set a screen for Perry to get open. They couldn't get the ball inbound to Perry from the sidelines. They had to look at other players, and that's okay. They stepped up and did it. O'Halloran did it. Cortez did it. But you really missed Adams, and you missed her ability. She also, too, could turn around and make free throws. She wasn't an option. She played 27 minutes, and they needed her for 36. What does that say about the core of this Air Force team? It's incredibly impressive.
Guts, great shooting, great defense. Boise State was going to dare Air Force to shoot from the outside. They played a zone and allowed them, like, if you're going to shoot, we're going to allow you to beat us doing that. You're going to have to beat us from the outside. And they did it from three-point range. They made 9 three-pointers, well above their season average. They're just about over 5 per game this season. They make 9 here today, Jade.
Ooh, as a shooter, zone is a field day. I love a good zone. And so did Air Force, especially their shooters. Everybody was ready. And like you said, Boise State made them shoot, and they shot the ball.
On the flip side, on the other side of three-pointers, I think it's worth noting, Boise State shot just 3 three-point shots. They came in averaging just under 7. And the significance of 3, the lowest by any Mountain West team this season attempts was Fresno State when they shot 5. They shot just 3. This is a very good three-point shooting team. How did that happen?
Clearly the game plan was get the ball into the paint and try and beat Air Force with their size, and it worked to a degree. Libby Hutton had a great game tonight. Libby went for 25 points. She was 10 of 17 from the field. She was dominant inside. The problem was that Air Force really gave them issues. Jada McNabb, Emily Adams, in the minutes that she was on the floor. You saw Cortez down low at times defending. It's not easy when you're as undersized as Air Force is. And yes, Libby Hutton got hers. Nobody else really came along with her. Thompson and Bays were both in double figures with 10, but besides Libby Hutton, they needed one other player to step up tonight, and credit Air Force for being able to limit Boise State and really contain what they were doing inside the paint.
The Broncos had 66 points. 46 points of those were in the paint. What does that tell you? Feed the post, try to dominate the paint. And they did, but it just wasn't enough. And I think, you have to really credit the defense of Air Force. They stepped up and they made some big plays when they absolutely had to. There's a thing in basketball called timeliness to making plays, right? You need to step up in those moments, and that is what Air Force had to do. There was some slippage at the end there. There was, some uncomfortable feelings, but getting comfortable, feeling uncomfortable, and I think that's what Air Force did today. Yeah. And now, Colorado State's playing UNLV, and neither of those two, they're thinking, oh my goodness, we've got to play our best game tonight so that we can advance, and then we've got to get locked in and focused because, you're going up against a 9 seed, you might as well be a 1 seed because Air Force is playing like a 1 seed.
Yep, and shooting those clutch free throw shots. There were a few that didn't fall already, made it a little bit closer than maybe Stacey would have liked. But yesterday against San Diego State, 27 of 31 from the free throw line, 11 of 17. overall, it's a very disciplined team that's shooting well from the charity stripe, and it got them over the hump and into the championship game tomorrow night. Here's a look at the final stats, and it kind of bears out exactly what we've been talking about. The bigs for Boise State were very good. Hutton had hers, but Jay, this was about Air Force shooting very well from three-point range and locking down the 4,000-point scorers for Boise State.
Yeah, they did a phenomenal job, and I think Tammy hit it on the head. It doesn't feel like this is a 9 seed.
Yeah.
Both teams out there right now are not like, oh, we have a 9 seed, it's a walk in the park. It's like, oh, wow, like, they came to play. They find different ways to win the game, and you saw that. They took Boise State out of their element. Boise State had to put up a good fight, but Air Force knows how to get in teams' heads.
And I really think if you would have told Gordy Presnell before this game, you're going to shoot 51% from the floor,
sure,
he would have thought, I'll take that every single
He'll
time.
say, we win.
Yeah,
right?
The difference was Air Force made 9 threes in this game and forced 13 turnovers, scored 9 points off those 13 turnovers. They defended, they hit threes, and they're advancing, and that's what happens in a one-game sample size in tournament play, Jesse.
In a 2-point game, they only had 9 turnovers, did Air Force. They're not giving Broncos any extra possessions. That's a big one.
You bet it. And Air Force moving on to the championship game.
Look at that,
first
the
time.
9 seed in the title
No 9
game,
seed's
Jesse.
ever done that. It's the lowest seed to ever advance to a championship game. Air Force has never been in a championship game. And by the way, only 2 teams have won 4 games in 4 days here on the women's side. That was Utah back in 2011 and Wyoming back in 2021. And Air Force do it. We'll find out tomorrow night. Who are they going to play? They're going to have their hands full with either UNLV or Colorado State. Went chalk on the other side of the bracket. We got a 9 seed on one side, and we got the 3 and the 2 vying for a spot to play the Falcons on championship night here in Las Vegas. But the Cinderella story is still alive. The Zoomies are on cruise control to the championship game behind Milani Perry. She has scored 77 points here at the Thomas & Mack. That's the most of any player at her conference tournament this year. And the Falcons, the dream is still alive. Can they complete it? We'll find out tomorrow night. In the meantime, Tammy Blackburn, Nate Kreckman have the call for Colorado State and UNLV in about 18 minutes.